Sipping on fofos, wrapped in fofos, pimping folks. And I'm back in fofos. Hey, blowing on that endo. GameCube, Nintendo, 5% tint so you can't see up in my. What's happening, y'all? Hey, look, this is DallazMan, and sitting here with the homie Baron J67. And we want to welcome y'all back. This is level 9 of the Peep Game podcast, man. Look, excuse me. This is level 9 of the Peep Game podcast, where we are under zero, count 'em, zero obligation to be anything resembling professional. Sorry, Fame. By the way, hi, Fame. What's up? What's happening? But you knew who you hired when you hired them. You knew who we were. You knew what this was.
Yeah.
We're
You already know.
That being said, what's happening with y'all, man?
I didn't even brush my teeth before this. No, I was playing. What's up?
I ain't either. I just finished eating onions, but it's the internet, so we good.
Yeah, we good. Y'all can't, unless y'all can smell this. But let me stop. But what is up, y'all? We are Hustle in the building. Glizzy God. The God.
In the church.
He's present and accounted for.
In the tabernacle. Man. And we got the man who we got to salute.
Hustle.
Hustling and motivated out
Man,
here, hustling and motivating. And we also have our
always.
homie. You got to say the whole name like a Tribe Called Quest. Famous Entertainment 2000. Taking over for the 9-9 in the 2000, man. Man, look.
Bro, do you know, like, I used to gauge parties that way. If that song came on and nobody like rushed to the dance floor, I would immediately leave the function because that just means people are there to fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that means it's not safe.
Yeah, it's not a safe environment.
If I had seen you leave, I would have left. Certain people, like when we was watching the Jeezy Gucci the Jeezy Gucci thing.
I'm Pookie tonight.
When certain people leave, when certain people, I mean now that we know it's a facade now, but it could have completely been real.
I don't think, I'm gonna be real with you. I still don't think that was a facade. I think you just had cooler heads prevailed, and they understood they was being watched by so many million people.
I mean, yeah, they
and it wasn't working.
Yeah, but they also didn't have to dap each other up. They also didn't have to speak kind words at the end. So whether it was or not, it looked like it was gonna be something. And like when the point I'm making is when certain cool dudes start leaving, it's time for you to go. If you had a function and 2 Chainz is there and he leave early, you had a function and Killer Mike is there and he leave early. Oh no,
you leave early. Get out of there. But folks, I'm happy as heck, man. Like, I'm feeling good. I beat Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
My backlog is just another knockdown. The backlog, just boom, taking him down. I finished Spider-Man at record speed. Not really record speed, but I beat Spider-Man
fairly quick. Actually,
2018.
You finished Ghost pretty freaking quick though.
Yeah, I was ghosting through Ghost,
and that's actually progressing. You went out of your way to get certain stuff, so
I maxed out all my stances: the moon stance, stone stance. What was the other one? I forgot the other stances, waterfall or something like that. But the hardest part of that game was the absolute end, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it was the hardest part. Like, I think I died the most amount of times in that final battle than I did any other point in the game.
But you prevailed.
Yeah, I was ready to quit.
You actually had a much more successful gaming night than me because just before you did that, I was over here playing Sekiro like a dummy, like a person that just loves embarrassment. I always end up doing it to myself on stream, and I got murdered a few times, which by somebody who I heard wasn't even that hard a boss, Genichiro. And then mess around and today and hop on Twitter and freaking Ashton Luca just destroyed that man. And I'm like, you know what? You got it.
You got it.
You got it.
And it was funny because it was like minutes after, like, we were getting ready to get off stream. That's what she said. And I looked and I was like, dang. They just put down the same boss that this dude been struggling against all night and put up a picture and everything. I was like, well, dang, it's a sign. It's a sign from above.
I'm okay.
But yeah, Thunder God, he was taxing that ass.
Yeah, he had that once that curse mark came out, the helmet came off, you can see that yee ass haircut. It was over with.
All you heard was zoom, zoom, zoom.
It was over with.
Like full lightning speed. What up, everybody? Welcome. We're talking about how we're knocking down backlogs.
Pause.
That's what we yeah, I was about to say, I was like, wow. You know, that's what the kids call it these days, huh?
And I was getting through mine. Actually, I had been on the Switch. As far as streaming goes and playing games publicly, I had been in between Sekiro for whatever reason. Excuse me. What's the other game? Cyberpunk 2077. Which I kind of put on pause for something else. And what's that other game? Sleeping Dogs, aka Rush Hour 5, aka Crooked Cop the game. I've been on that.
Batman's Asian cousin.
Aka Chinese Yakuza. Or we could just call it Triad, but people know Yakuza. yeah, I've been on that. And as far as my backlog game, I've been playing Transistor on the Switch and loving it up until I realized that Monster Hunter was popping. So we got a demo
Yeah.
today, y'all. We got a demo of Monster Hunter Rise. And I'm not gonna get my thoughts on this because I feel like y'all deserve a video. This is one of those. I got a lot to say about it from a person that's been on like back and forth with Monster Hunter. So yeah, I definitely think y'all deserve a whole heap of my thoughts on that one. And I'll probably end up arguing with the toys in my room again over that. Is it
Mm.
low?
You sound loud, but I'm with you.
Check, check, check. Anyway, I'll probably end up arguing with the toys in my room once again over the Monster Hunter stuff. And anyway, the point is we are here now on a whole different game that we ready to see next up. If y'all saw when y'all came in, the title was I think Biomutant might be the wave. And I'm not saying
Yup.
that like it's the biggest, newest game and everybody's gonna be all over it. It's gonna be all this hype. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm hyped for it. I know we like to be jaded. We like to be cynical, especially in this day and age in video games, and especially if you are a content creator yourself. But we not having that with the games I'm excited for right now. Biomutant kind of look fire.
And let me tell you, hanging around Dallas has absolutely shown me how jaded I am about this gaming industry. Um, oh, your mic keeps cutting out. Audio is good now. Okay, that's crazy because I heard it just fine. But they the ones, y'all the ones that matter. Y'all are important because without you guys, we'd be talking to the ether, and they don't tip. But no, I was super jaded. Not necessarily. I'll use the word jaded. I was super jaded when it came to upcoming games because I have, as an adult, became more entangled with the business side of all of this. Yeah, I use the word entangle. It's entanglements. Bringing entanglements into 2021. Um. Oh, okay, for sure. And while the wild thing is, even with Cyberpunk, I was afraid to get excited for it. Now we're not gonna spend 20 minutes talking about Cyberpunk, but my whole point was spending time and acknowledging the fact that I go into these games expecting nothing. It stripped away the joy that I used to have growing up of like, holy crap, so and so's coming out, like, and just getting hype and actually looking forward to it, and not so much just going with the going through the motions and just drudging up and bleh. But actually, like, and this is something I'm excited for. Now, another reason I'm excited is because and I feel bad, but I don't feel bad because it wasn't my fault, it was Amazon's fault. There was a glitch that happened with this upcoming Biomutant title, and I ended up getting a collector's edition for like 50, like regular price. Like, I don't even think it was $60. I think it was like 54 or something. It was a glitch. Amazon honored it. So I can tell you day one, I will be supporting this title. Biomutant is the future.
Thanks, Mega Shake.
Thank you.
Man,
But hey man, I'm
I'm
telling you,
sitting over here hating because like Fame told me about it like the day after he secured his, didn't like buy a second one for the homie so I could bask in the glory that is Biomutant. He ain't even say, hey, I'm ordering this right now. You better hop on over to the website. He shoot me a link in a text. Nothing. But it's all good. It's all good. I'm just gonna, do what I do. I'll red box it. I'm just playing. Nah, but
look, and then I'm gonna print out the CD and put it back in there with this barcode and everything.
oh
Make a
man.
scan.
Oh man,
Folks
that's
was
why they
really
don't do
doing
it
that.
now. That finesse.
Yeah, folks, bro, the game was
Man,
cold.
that being
Early
said,
days Red Box.
I want to play around and put that in a rap lyric, but apparently I could get arrested for that now. Um,
Ooh.
that being said, I got a little excited. The whole reason we even talking about Biomutant today is because PC Gamer, which I am now because I don't have any legs, dropped an article talking about how it's dropping a little sooner than we thought. Um, Let me see, blah, 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 delayed to mid-2020, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to read the headline. Biomutant is expected to launch within the next few months. Nothing else in this article means anything. It's just here because it's here. But the point is that it's going to launch in the next few months. And you know what that means. We got to do content on it and talk trash and be crazy and act stupid on camera while talking about Biomutant. While talking about, you say what?
Oh, I was going to break down what Biomutant is.
It's a game about an animal version of Big Boss from Metal Gear Solid 5. And
Yes.
And the cricket from Mulan, and that's about it.
Yes.
It's literally
and
just
they're
that.
in an open world post-apocalyptic kung fu RPG game.
It's like if let me see. I don't even know what to say it was. It's like if Kung Fu Panda did just the right cocktail of hallucinogens.
And then you added in advanced gameplay from Jade Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, and I say Jade Empire as a base, not as the game itself. Because Jade Empire, even though it's simple in today's terms, because I would say a more advanced, more intricate version of Jade Empire would have to be Absolver.
Ooh, yes.
And looking at this game, I wonder if we're going to get intricate combat along the lines of Absolver. And you know how in Absolver you could actually move around, change your fighting style, and that's the big thing they were always pushing is evolving your gameplay, changing your DNA and whatnot in order to advance your different skills and blah 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 blah. But now I'm sounding super technical.
Yeah, and just to take a look at what they say.
Well, welcome, Louis.
Louis and or Louise Ortega. What's happening with you, homie?
Oh yeah, I said Louis. My bad, it's Louise. My bad, pimp.
How you
doing?
Entertainment. You know who Sans Entertainment is?
No, but much love to him, and
much
thank you so much for getting here.
I'll look them up now. And I appreciate them for telling you. I appreciate both of y'all for checking us out.
Yeah, Saiyan, much love, man. Get strong. Go out here going Super Saiyan and whatnot. And make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share because that helps us grow and get out there to the universe so we don't have to be out here talking to the ether.
Oh, please hit that like button because that helps more than you know. And it's it costs you like absolutely nothing. It's for the free 99. So, you know, we could use that more.
Hey, Alex. Sans told Alex about us too. Look, Sans Entertainment, man. Look, Alex, welcome. Thank you for hanging out here.
We're
sitting here talking about Biomutant. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really just boosts us out there and it makes for the whole algorithm and all that bullcrap. And we just want to sit here and talk about Biomutant.
Man,
but welcome. And oh, he mentions on his live, bro.
I gotta go check him out. I feel like there's somebody I actually know at this point. Like, I gotta go check him out for real.
Look, I'm telling you, I think I know who this is. And I just, real talk, I'm glad that we got people out here supporting us like this. Like, this means a lot. This is super duper dope. And
it makes me feel better about talking about what
man, it feels like we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We out here moving, shaking, getting things done. But with Biomutant, now I'm excited for this game because one, I had to seeing it brought out the inner child, you know, like I had to it gave me a vibe of like a platform, like an old school, like over the shoulder type of business. Like the gameplay looked super intricate, and then I like the idea of the blending and mixing and change. Like, in order to change your combat style, you basically change how you look, and then basically what kind of creature you are. It evolves.
I think.
I wonder. Oh, go ahead.
I'm feeling it on 3 different levels, and I'll explain what those are in a second, briefly. But I do want to read their definition of what this game is.
Got you.
It says a new take on third-person combat. The martial arts style combat systems allows you maximum freedom of movement and agility while mixing shooting, melee, and powers from your mutations. Acquiring new wushu combat styles through progression And learning from masters you'll meet constantly adds to your choices and makes sure combat never gets old. Now there was a whole lot packed into that small statement. Um there's a whole lot packed in there. First, martial arts style combat system. Obviously, that's the first thing you brought up,
Yes.
right? But it didn't click to me. You'll be learning this from masters throughout the world. Obviously, it's a big open world thing. You're gonna meet
Hmm.
somebody and get. I'm wondering if it's gonna be like a you just get moves or you just buy moves, or if it's going to be like Sleeping Dogs the other night, where you go in, you meet the seafood, you meet the sensei, and you get whatever resource that you need that'll allow them to teach you moves, and then you actually learn them. Oops, my bad. And you get whatever resource that you need that'll allow you to learn the moves, and then you actually have to physically go through a tutorial for the move. That would kind of be fire.
Well, I found some more information. I'll always pro tip, guys, whenever you're trying to find out about a game that's coming out and it's not you don't know, there's not much info out there about it yet, always check Steam, their Steam page, because their Steam page usually breaks it down in more detail. It's one of those places, like, I want to say you get more accurate information than wikis a lot of the times. It's not, a lot of people don't often bring it up, but yeah, always check Steam pages. And I'm dropping some info uh, to my to Dallas right now. Basically, so it's a third person combat. The martial arts style combat system allows you maximum freedom of movement, which, once again, this is why, after seeing the old gameplay, because this game was announced, what, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, and I remember the combat and the fluidness of it reminded me a lot of Absolver. That's why I keep bringing up Absolver. So here it goes. Here it says, so the melee and the powers are from your mutations. Learning new wushu combat forms through progression and learning from masters you'll meet will constantly add to your choices and make sure combat never gets old. So this is always a dope advancement. Like, that reminds me a lot of Absolver. And Absolver, the only way to learn new styles is to fight people within that style. And then when you defend those moves, you end up learning and getting higher progression within that combat style.
Yep. So you
So
have to have the
that,
move used against you and have to actually
yes,
experience the move being used
yes.
against you to learn it. Not
I got
saying
my
that's what they
kids in
doing
here.
here. This is all pure speculation
Yeah,
just
yeah,
from what
yeah.
we see
This is, yeah.
and
I'm just basing
comparison,
it off
really.
of
But
what I've heard so far.
yeah,
And then also the big thing that caught my attention through all of this is crafting. I am a
oh
RPG
snap,
nerd. I call myself Baron J67, the RPG gamer. That is like my overall big blah title. So crafting is always the biggest thing I do in all my RPG games. Skyrim, um, freaking Mountain Blade Bannerlord, Disgaea. There's not really crafting in Disgaea. It's more of like character creation. But beside the point, I love crafting. I feel like it adds a big element into the game and gives it more depth, gives my playthrough something, makes my playthrough something special. And then it gives, I feel like I get more bang for my buck in terms of adding more replayability, making my experience special. Because I may come up with a weapon setup that somebody else is not going to have. Or maybe I'll have less damage on this weapon, but it'll move faster, so I'll be able to have more combat.
yeah. So going through some of the features here. For one, they say it's a post-apocalyptic, obviously, Kung Fu Fable RPG. Um, they lean into that Fable thing for one. Like I said, Kung Fu Panda, and like a mark of a good Fable or a Fable period is the fact that it's pretty much animals. Um, and so from what we saw in the character creation, or we saw in uh, when they were talking about it, I think it was the very first trailer. I don't remember. I know there was a early gameplay feature before the one that just dropped like not too long ago. Either way, they showed some character creation, right? And that is what determines your stats. You make a bigger creature, you'll probably move slower, but you'll hit harder, and vice versa. You make a smaller creature, you'll move a lot faster, but you'll probably not hit as hard as a bigger creature. Um, you have a full choice over what sort of creature you end up being. Like the one that we see in all the promo materials is probably nothing like anybody's main character look like, and it looks like some type of like Tanuki type character. But I've seen people make like weird rat things. I've seen somebody make something that kind of look like a fox. So obviously it'll be a bunch of different things that a bunch of different types of characters, but there's a lot going on in this game too. So obviously there's the open world thing. We mentioned the combat and how it's basically kung fu. So that just means deep fighting style. You saw clearly guns. So there would be a whole shooting system with this whole matrix style little thing right here. Obviously he's shooting on a creature, and I saw a couple different creatures like this. These look like regular enemies. They just way bigger than you. Here's a boss.
Yep.
Look, there's the combat that we mentioned, which melee and shooting, which means there will be different guns. There will be different melee weapons, right? That in itself is a whole nother set of systems. And while I'm doing this, could you do me a favor and try to find out approximately the size of the team that's developing this?
I got you.
They're clearly with this weird choice of wardrobe here will be wardrobe choices. I don't know if that's going to affect stats or not, but that will be a whole nother set of systems to have to implement. There is, let me see. I brought up bosses. Oh, weapons. So I've been seeing things that are like special weapons too. I don't know if they are powers or what, but you get different mutations throughout the game and different types of weapons and stuff. So I saw a mech suit at one point. We see this hand right here, like this gauntlet thing right here, and then we saw some weird water thing, this thing right here, right? And just imagining what it takes to implement something like that just by itself. That's a whole system.
And oh, my bad. So in the team, Experiment 101 are the developers, and the publisher is going to be THQ, THQ Nordic, which we've worked with in the past.
Definitely.
What's up, guys? And actually, they're as of 2018, when I believe they started the announcement, or when they announced Biomutant, they had 18 people working on it.
Oh, goddamn.
So who knows? Yeah. So who knows if the team grew? And even if they didn't, maybe this is why they're taking all the time they have taken, and they're moving at the pace they're moving. I'm actually glad. Let me tell you guys this. I'm glad we're not getting a bunch of news around this game, because in my opinion, that means I know for a fact that my expectations are not as high. I'm excited, but my expectations are not as high, and I feel like is whatever I get, I'm gonna really enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Like, because they're not out here making all these big promises. Oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and then I get to the game and you don't do that, and you don't do this.
Whether they are or not,
for me, that's where games fall short.
They sure you sure. Oh, the whole gliding mechanic. They sure to fall into some type of bullshit either way. But to think that 18 people started this. Mind you, there's vehicles. I brought up the mech suit earlier. I saw a jet ski, meaning there's a whole water area, at least one. I saw an underwater fight in one of the trailers, which we'll bring up in another piece of content at some point. The point I'm making is, starting with 18 people and however many they have now, this is still a colossal job. This could be EA doing this. You know what I mean? Like, it would still be a colossal job for anybody. We just saw CD Projekt Red go through hell and high water with what they had going on with their game. And it was, oddly enough, seeing how much was in there, a fraction of these systems working together. Yeah, there's a lot going on in Cyberpunk. A good chunk of it is narrative. It obviously didn't go to AI. We will talk about that another time. But it's crazy to see all of this mixing together. And maybe there's a reason we haven't seen everything. I don't want to be weird and jaded like we were just talking about, but that's a hefty amount of crazy intricate systems just to implement on their own.
Much love, Chakalaka. And yes, dude, the part that I like and what got to me hype is kind of going back into the crafting, because that's something that's always, when a game has it and it does it right, it makes it really fun. Like for example, with Fallout 4, even though I really didn't enjoy the narrative part of Fallout 4, the crafting was dope. Like the additions and changes you made to your weapon really mattered. And for example, the different weapons they said, because I know you mentioned a few, revolvers, rifles, shotguns, chainsaw modules, sludge vials. You get to do all type of craziness. Bionic wings, jump packs. You really, it's. I'm thinking this is going to be a very intense, detailed world, and even in the images that are being showed that you guys see on screen,
I'm trying to be like,
this is
I'm sorry, but this deserves some type of acknowledgement. I'm trying to be all straight faced in here for once. I just said we didn't have to be professional, and I'm trying to pretend to be professional for once in my life. And here come Hugger with emoji titties in our chat, as if like I wish I had more hands. I get them titties 4 thumbs down. For real, for real. What's up, Hugger, man? We glad you showed up. And Chakalaka, what's up to you too, man?
Man, we got the whole fam in here.
We got the whole family
here, man. I'm feeling special. I'm feeling good. You know, I'm just saying, let me just get back in the cut and just sit here. I'll just smile for a bit, you know.
Bow, there we go.
Look,
so
thank you for coming to level 1.
That being said, man.
Down.
My bad. I interrupted you talking about the crafting and all the different things.
Yeah.
This now what you're reading is from their Steam page right now?
This is all from the Steam page that I'm reading, folks. You guys can find it at their official Steam page for Biomutant.
Mm-hmm.
Now they don't have, only release date info they have here on Biomutant on the Steam page is 2021. That is what they're talking about. I'm excited. One thing I will say, and I keep bringing up Fallout 4, I'm hoping that the game industry, especially after what happened with CD Projekt Red, I'm really hoping that from now on, games do less talking and
more flexing.
More flexing. Only start talking once your game is done, or once your game is months out, not 3 years out. Let me get y'all hype and ready for this game that's gonna come out in 2025.
Like, I understand why stuff like that happens, but you know. Oh, okay. I forgot about a whole other mechanic. We just brought up a whole gang of mechanics, right? Completely forgetting about the fact that the world changes over time. The whole story is about basically about just making sure that, like, it's a very green story, basically. It's about saving the earth. It's about letting our powers combine and coming together and making Captain Planet and saving the earth and making it all work out right. So that being said, it decays and gets worse and gets more messed up as you go along, depending on how you deal with threats in the world.
And Glizzy God approves.
It's bars.
Man, basically, is this like Fern Gully, but Kung Fu version?
Ooh, that's what it is. Fern Gully Kung Fu Panda had a very cynical baby, and it was raised by Tim Burton.
Oh, Tim Burton, man. And then developed by Experiment 101, which I want new blood out here. I like that. I personally feel, even though this ain't an indie game, I think indie games saved the last generation of consoles.
Ooh, absolutely.
I really think we're on the cusp of a bubble. I really think we're about to hit a gaming bubble. You had top selling games every year, where yearly releases where all they did was update the rosters.
Indies make my Switch worth playing,
bro. My Switch is a professional indie machine. I'll say that. Mm-hmm. And I really think indies drove the last generation. Like, of course, you had your big titles, like, you know, we had The Last of Us, and then we have the cross-gen struggle that is Cyberpunk 2077, and you know, we can go down the list. There's a bunch of great games. Like,
then we had AA stuff like Vampire. We had Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, which no matter, like, AA, AAA, indie, whatever, it's one of the best games I played this generation. Yeah, AA, exactly. It counts indie. still one of the best games I played this generation, and that's putting it in a space that comes up next to some of my other favorites: Nier Automata, God of War, Spider-Man. It's standing right next to those.
You see, look, Celeste was Game of the
Ooh.
Year 2018.
I haven't
Yeah,
played it. I
look,
have it, but I haven't. It's in my backlog. I gotta try
bro,
it.
this is what I'm saying. These indie games carried the last generation. So seeing something like this that's made from a small team, and being like, when I think of THQ Nordic, I do think of the smaller teams getting their games out on a bigger platform. Like, and I'm happy that they went with THQ Nordic, because if they would have went with like EA or something,
Yeah, there's a handful of publishers, excuse me, that I feel like work really, really well with indies. One of those being
yes,
Devolver. I need to see them do more of what they do,
yes,
because they've been doing, like, Absolver is one of my favorite games published by them.
hmm
Fame's favorite game, Genital Jousting. What else did they put out? What else did they put out?
I mean, no, and then even like what was that zombie
Carry On.
that in yeah, what was that one end of the world train, you were like a train conductor, and it was like zombies. I think it was by Hype Train Digital. I believe they
Ooh.
published it. It was like a pixel world. You were a train conductor, you had a pistol, and like you would make stops and drop people off, keep people alive. It
I
was a
can't
dope
remember, but
game.
this
I
sounds
forgot the
kind
name.
of fire.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a pixelated side scroller. It was a dope game with a crazy story. Never beat it, but I had a lot of fun playing it. And
Like
these
Uncanny
these
Valley
titles,
style.
oh,
If you ever played
I think
Uncanny Valley, kind of in that style.
yeah, I think so. I think it was along those lines. Or even it just, what's that one that a lot of people played? Survive This Night or something. A lot of people stream it.
Hmm.
Uh oh, Hive Busters. Hive Busters made me realize games is getting way too big. We need 3 to 6 hour AAA experiences like Portal. Ah,
Mm,
I'm okay.
as
Let
long
me
as they
let me
don't come
tell
at
you.
full price.
Thank you. Ooh, you got me there. I'm doing it. First and foremost, this day and age, and I've said it on many platforms. You've probably heard me
Where
on
my
my soapbox a
popcorn at?
million and
Hold
a
up.
half times. I am telling you, games need price hikes are trash. There is never an excuse for a price hike for video games. I don't give a damn how much your technology costs. And for the simple fact that the gaming industry has expanded so much so that people with the money to buy a PlayStation 5 cannot buy a PlayStation 5.
Huh?
Gamer, boom. Then microtransactions are in just about 99% of games out there.
Message.
Then, oh my God. Then you give me a game with, as the game releases, as the game drops, you tell me up front that you already know the name and story for the DLC that's going to be coming in 3 months.
Take your time, preacher. Take your time.
You do not have a proper justification to raise the price of a video game. Screw your technology cost. Screw all of that, because you're going to make little lower tier games. Let me rephrase. Smaller games
Mm-hmm.
are now making the money that big games used to make 10 years ago.
Example being, what's the name of that game? Among Us.
Cuphead.
Biggest example being Among
Among
Us. They
Us.
made more money than
Yeah,
anybody this year.
Among Us. Bro, Among Us is a $5 game. But you know why they were able? First off, think about the genius of this.
And free on
I put
mobile
my
too.
game. Thank you. I make my game so low cost and I make my game low cost, cross platform, and you're able to play it on mobile with people on PC and console. Then the people do have to buy the game. The game's only $5. And on top of that, I make it free to play on mobile. I forgot we mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so knowing all of this, how many? I have Among Us. Do you have Among Us?
Yep.
2 people here have Among Us. I feel like everybody here in the chat has Among Us, because you make the buying point so cheap, but you make the game so fun and it's so simple. And then they created a space where the game is better with people you know. So it just,
And that's comparable. Let's bring up the fact, even though I don't want to stick on this too long, we have to bring up the fact that Among Us is comparable to a game like Genshin Impact, who undoubtedly took much more money to develop, takes
Yes,
much more money
to keep
for
running.
upkeep, yep, and has to survive through gotcha mechanics, which turns
Yep.
a lot of the player base off and guarantees that there is a small, not even a not so small subsection of people who will never play your game for that reason.
Yes.
It's not saying
And
Among
but
Us
you know
doesn't
what's
have microtransactions.
but we Fortnite has proven to us that cosmetics is more than enough to drive an entire industry. Like, and I'm okay with that. If you want to drop $200 a year buying every skin, by all means, that's your business. I'm not that type of gamer. That's not who I am, but some people do that. And Among Us tapped into that by making it to where you could buy different things, make your character look different, add a different hat, add a different outfit, and people are really into that. People like to obviously stand out and look cool while they act like they're not murdering their friends. But wrapping it back to Biomutant, the way this game is looking and keeping on track with the pricing, I believe this is going to be a full price game, and I have no problem paying full price for this. Now,
It better be. Don't shortchange yourself. That's a lot. Like,
yeah, it's a lot going on here. Make your money. Um, I I
I saw a
just
jetpack, a water bubble.
look at the world.
um,
Look at the world.
oh yeah, thus far we've seen barren wasteland, we've seen snow, we've seen a
Caves,
tropical
and there's
area.
underground.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bro, I really like the idea of this game, bro. Because I enjoyed Absolver. Only thing lacking from Absolver was a deeper story and more expanded world. Because after you beat the story, the game really depends on multiplayer, and there's often not that many people on.
And it's very Souls like.
So,
Well, at least up until the Downfall expansion came. Excuse me, and they started.
which I haven't tried yet.
Oh, you got to. It's got the Fei Gen style, which is basically Jeet Kune Do, and it's the whole reason I even got back into the game. Yeah,
Gotcha.
it kind of tells the story more through text, like through a narrator during Downfall in an event there. But other than that, it's like a Souls like game. You kind of got to figure it out.
Uh
Like there's an
okay.
opening cutscene and then environmental storytelling from there on.
Got you. See, and it's funny because a lot of people, I wonder, it's funny how is it a cost effective thing? Are you not trying to pay voice actors, or is it a artistic thing? Like you want it to be this world that you expanded on, and you want people who really dive around to figure it out. And I wonder what kind of, and rolling it back into Biomutant, because obviously that's what this video is titled. Hey, much love, sincere Gold Chain Gamers in the
Hey,
house.
homie, what's
What up,
happening?
man? What up?
It's funny that you showed
But
up, and you'll see why later.
yeah, that is really funny you showed up.
Yeah.
A legendary. But no, with this game, I wonder how the story is going to be. I personally, I don't want an environmental story. I want you to tell me what's going on. I want voice acting, even if my character
Oh,
isn't voiced. The main character doesn't have to be voiced for
the
me,
main it is going to be a silent protagonist. We can tell that
which is fine.
much. But I
Yeah, I
think
can
what
live
they're
with
going
that.
to do is a like a lemony snicket ass narrator, like a dude that's like, oh, and we blah blah
Ooh,
blah blah. Now don't quote me on that. I think I saw
yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
like that at some point though, which that would be
I,
perfect for the game.
I've always liked that type of narration. Like there was a game I played called Massive Chalice, which was a turn-based
Pause.
RPG. Pause. Right. Hey, but a chalice is a cup.
I don't know. It's just
Hey,
it just sounded weird.
massive. Anything
Comedy's not about
massive.
dirty words. It's about words that sound
Kind
dirty,
of like the Immortals.
like dongle.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. Funny enough, the immortal voice actors, that's kind of how the narrators were in Massive Chalice. Exactly how they are in Immortal Phoenix Rising.
Mm-hmm.
That it's the same exact way. Dope comparison.
If they go
So
for that here though,
it would fit perfect. It
mm-hmm.
would be really dope. Because that snarkiness, it kind of drives it, makes it funny. adds a new layer to it.
It
You know,
fits
it,
that
it
like
keeps it.
that style, that Kung Fu Panda-ish, like that
Yeah.
hood Pixar style. I'm saying hood Pixar because it definitely seems a little grimier than the stuff that's usually in the style of animation.
Or they could go really like really heavy and have like Uncle Iroh narrate the
Ooh,
entire game. Oh
ooh,
yeah. Oh
that's
yeah.
I think would be something to play over a cup of tea. That shit would be cool.
And this is one point I want to one thing I want to read. Your actions play a major part in the unfolding of the story, where end is coming to a new world, a plague is ruining the land, and the tree of life is bleeding death from its roots. The tribes stand divided in need of someone strong enough to unite them or bring them all down. Oh, see?
That's what.
Unite them or bring them all down.
So factions
You are
too.
guided. Oh, I think you're right. You are guided through the world by a storyteller that narrates every step of your journey, but the actions and choices that decide how your story of survival ends. See, bro,
So it's
look,
gonna be the Stanley
so,
Parable.
bro, I'm down for that. So choices,
Mm-hmm.
crafting,
Mm-hmm.
extreme RPG elements.
Yep.
The
Yep.
RPG gamer Baron J67 is absolutely sold.
He's Baron J67 and he approves this message. That's
Boop
look.
boop, high
I'm all the
train
way down
takeoff. We
already.
good.
I wasn't okay. So I feel like I always have some type of like I jinx myself when I pre-order, but this might get a pre-order for me. Like I swear we ain't kissing ass right now, like kissing the game's ass right now. I know how this sound. I know how people like to act, but when shit seemed dope, shit just seemed dope, man.
And they ain't paid me,
At all.
but I will take their money.
I take that review copy. What's up? What's happening?
THQ Nordic.
Man, that
Holla
being
at your boy.
that being said, like okay, so we pulled out a gang of mechanics. I've seen I want to say 3 different enemy types just in this set of photos. I've seen a handful of different weapon types and like both melee and projectile weapons. And I've seen maybe 3 or 4, excuse me, different versions of the main character.
Yes. Like
That's
that one looks more like a raccoon.
where's the blue
Exactly,
one?
Sid. Exactly. That and hanging out with Dallas has taught me that. Like I wouldn't hate on games, I just wouldn't get excited. I'd just be like, it's gonna be
Yeah.
cool.
But that's
When
the
we
whole
get there,
thing.
we
Like
get there.
everything is either God's gift to controllers or it's complete and utter garbage like dumpster doodle juice. And it's like I know y'all done seen like Teen Titans. You ever
Yes.
seen that part where or that episode where Robin was like, everybody's always either overwhelmed or underwhelmed. Nobody's just whelmed. Like that. Can we just be whelmed for a little bit?
When did okay games become bad?
Or good, you know, we live in an era where people think a 7 is a bad score.
Yeah, which is crazy to me.
Out of 10.
Which
Crazy.
is crazy to me. A 7 a bad game? No, it just means one I wouldn't buy full price.
Yeah.
That's all. That for me, that when I look at a 7 means I'm waiting for a sale.
People just be waking up mad. they be waking
Yeah,
they be waking up
they
like
wake
that
up
mad
choosing
African dude.
violence
I don't
every
want
day.
peace. I want problems always. Like, always want
peace.
problems. It's I don't know. I'll never understand. But okay, so I seen like 4 different swords already. I just want to boast Steph.
Yeah.
On Twitter, you got damn right.
And they
Like,
did say there's one-handed and two-handed slash, crush, and pierce melee weapons. So we're gonna get maces, hammers, they hammer, mad at they orange juice.
I just want to
Hey,
make
what's
a
up,
little quick
Audible?
dude. Hey, what's good?
Audible Gaming was good, man.
Out here gang banging on bacon.
Right? waking up rag in hand.
Hey, I
Starting
saw
early.
you ain't even wipe the boogers out your eyes.
He clocking in on the job. He said down there 30. Where you from?
Hey, homie, you gonna tell me where your mama stay or where your daddy stay? Hey, for real though.
Bro, like how, bro, I'm telling you. It is, and real talk, in games, for me, when speaking on the review stuff, then I'm gonna leave it alone.
Mm-hmm.
When anything's lower than, if it's something that I was looking forward to, and I see it getting a lot of scores less than 7, less than 6, I watch YouTube videos on it, which is usually what I do anyway. But if like, I really will watch gameplay, I'll watch people stream it, I'll ask questions, and that's always something you guys should do. Go out and find people that play similar games to you and enjoy similar games to you, like us over here at Level 1 Gaming. We got a wide variety of people, and we're very diverse.
Do your
That's
own
the
due
the
diligence.
flavor of the month.
Or you can
That
watch
is
a video
us.
where I'm arguing with a Funko figure and make a decision from there.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I'm legit. I really think this is gonna be one of them things where, like, I'll probably make a few good videos about it just because there's so much there to talk about. That's just something that's gonna have to happen. I don't know, man. Okay, truth be told, I feel like we say all that we can say about the game right now without literally doing a
Yes.
deep dive into specific systems.
Yes.
Which is something that I kind of plan on half-ass doing because that's how I do everything, half-ass.
In the future.
But yeah, make sure y'all go to lv1gaming.com. I don't really want to end this that fast because I'm actually having fun hanging out and shit. But I did want to draw a line in the sand right here because we pretty much said everything about Biomutant that we're going to say, and that's the name of the episode. So I'm just gonna plug everything. Wait. Games less than 9, I'm not playing. I'm not paying $70. Only a AAA first party game gets $70 from me. I'm too poor for this hobby. You goddamn right, Glizzy God. I'll give you this. Look, we just brought up the fact that it's way too many indies out here that's really, really good, that's really competing, that's really fire. It's way too many out here to be wasting your time and money on a 6-hour $70 game.
And let's be real here. Let's even add a new layer to it. With all these game streaming services, I can promise you, y'all, everybody in this chat got a backlog of 5 games or more.
5? Whew.
I bet you we got people in here with an average of 5 games or more in the backlog. I know I do.
We probably
That's why
that many.
all quarter is backlog. That's what I've been doing. I just knocked down Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, and now I'm about to finish up The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
See? Hustle just said 7.
You see what I'm talking about? And then y'all just brought up one that's been sitting in my downloads forever. Y'all just talked about Celeste, and that's been sitting in my downloads for I don't know how long.
Everybody got backlog, and that's why. So that's why and the reason I bring that up is I can wait when a $70 game come out because I don't feel comfortable paying $70 for a base level game. Now, if you tell me it's 70, special edition comes with a metal tin, I get an extra a tin case, a metal case, it comes with in-game stuff, and you get the first DLC, whatever, free, like it used to be, I'll pay the 70. No problem. You got me. But just for a base, like straight plastic on the game and a thank you card.
You don't even get thank you cards no more. You get an ad
really
to the next game that you're not gonna buy.
Bruh.
Pretty much.
And like, then, I didn't even think about the free games out there.
He said
Apex.
We didn't. Genshin Impact. You can get through the story without paying for anything. What else? We were just talking about something. We were just talking about some game. I forget, but there's a good chunk of them coming out this year. A good chunk of free games coming out this year. But Sincere just said a second ago, he think the gap between indies and AAAs is closing rapidly. I think you're right. Like, I just brought up 100%. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice earlier.
Cuphead.
Absolutely Cuphead. It's a good chunk of these games.
Oh, I mean, hell, this game, even though even though THQ Nordic is publishing it, the game is made by a team of 18 people so far that we know of. Last time it was counted. And that's Experiment 101.
Like 74 gig day one patch. That's the whole game right there.
Bro, and then look, we can go down that road all day. But I think there was something else that was supposed to happen.
Okay, there's a couple things that was supposed to happen. I didn't want to end super quick because I was kind of enjoying this whole hangout session. But hey, if y'all want to hang out later, we'll just pop on stream and play games and shoot the shit. That being said, there's a couple different things we like to do at the end of every show to add value to the community. You know, if you watch us when we on Double XP, at the end of every show, we like to, you know, suggest a couple creations, a couple things that's been made. You know, be that anime, TV shows, video games, whatever. But here at Peep Game, we like to highlight the creators, and today's no different. That being said, it's funny,
Really
Sincere
funny.
of
This is
Gold Chain
hilarious.
Gamers, that you decided to show up today of all
Yeah.
days, because
Yeah.
you are actually the one that we came to highlight today.
Yeah, we are
Dope.
like real talk.
Man,
Hey.
that
Oh
being
God,
said,
don't even bring up a Steam sale.
oh
Oh,
no,
my
oh
Steam
my
log.
God.
When I talk about my backlog, I don't even mention my Steam. I don't mention my Steam account. I don't mention my Epic Games. I don't mention that at all. Woo, that's a whole nother thing. But hey, for real, man, look, that's funny that hey, real
It's a
talk,
small
Sin.
world, man.
I promise you, we discuss and do all this beforehand, before every stream. So you seen how quick it popped up. Like, we ain't got fast computers over here.
Yeah,
So
this
we
is
already had
just...
the tab open.
So, the man with the catchiest name in the game, Gold Chain Gamers. This is one of the places I frequent. Now, truth be told, this is my second time actually seeing the website with my own two eyes. I'm usually hanging out in his YouTube. This man has some very, very good podcasts, very, very good shows. I don't always pull up to everybody podcasts, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis. While I watch this man talk shit, it's usually him and Jedi. Sometimes it's him, Jedi, and his homie Sobski. And the dynamic there, though, if y'all think me and Baron got chemistry, these dudes got it. These dudes got it.
And it's so dope because I want to say it's 3 podcasts, right? We got the mid, we have and then we have what's the gaming
Gold Chain
when
Gaming
they go
podcast.
live? Yeah, the Gold Chain Gaming podcast, and then when they what is it? Not drinking and
XP and alcohol.
XP and alcohol.
Yep.
Like, it's dope content. I enjoy. I spend a lot of time in their streams when I'm working on stuff for Level 1 Gaming, or when I'm getting through my backlog. I'm spending time in they chat watching their podcast. It's just a dope place, dope creator. He loves what he does. He puts passion into it. The dude's been grinding like crazy this year. Want to say he did over 150 videos this year. Or last year, I'm sorry, 2020.
Yep.
The
it's
unspoken
going down this
year.
year, I'm sure. It's going down this year, for sure. That being said, okay, there's 3 pieces of content. There's 3 types of content that he makes that I really, really, really think is dope. Now, I'm not gonna play no videos because my internet's trash or my CPU's trash, one or the other, maybe both. But this video that you're looking at right here, when console wars go wrong, is one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. That being said, the man has skits that's just fire. Secondly, he does really good product reviews. This man's camera quality is killing mine.
The photography is
killing mine.
The angling, his PlayStation 5 headset, the 3D headset one that he just did not too long ago. That angle with the thumbnail angle, fire.
And I haven't seen anybody else do sneaker reviews, like nerd sneaker reviews like that. I gotta go for that. That being said, there's one more. It's the only piece like this in his stuff so far, because like we finna do something. But Mongols is a music video that he did based off Ghost of Tsushima. But don't think just because it's based on some nerd shit that it ain't no bars in there. Don't think that there's not, like, look, this man was a spitter before he got here. And he gonna be a spitter when he leave. Straight up. That being said, that's enough kissing ass. I'm just saying the homie is dope as hell.
Right.
I'm just saying we gotta uplift our people and let you know the shit's here.
Gonna show up.
For real, like that shit surprised the hell out of me. Like it's a little embarrassing that I'm like talking you up like this on a day that you decided to come up. But
yeah, the day he's here, I'm like, oh damn. Like,
man,
it's got weird.
Yeah, but like, I mean,
but
there's
it's real.
it's
real. None of this is
creators.
all real. Exactly.
There's certain creators in this space, and I'm speaking specifically of Black creators that I consider are brothers and sisters in this game. and since there's absolutely one of them.
Yup.
That being said, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here? Before I make my last little mini announcement.
Do not buy day one $70 games, folks. Even though I know what I'm saying sounds crazy, just hold out. If we just waited 2 weeks at release, just 2 weeks for every release. I know how crazy this sounds. I know that's stupid. We're all content creators and all these things. Like, I get it. I understand. I know. But if we just held out 2 weeks for each drop, each release, they would get the point. Because that would make their numbers look real crappy.
Or they start releasing 2 weeks later.
Right. Oh, look, they'll finally, or at least make them like give us more for the 70. Like, or at least don't tell me you got DLC coming out in 2 months. Damn.
Yeah.
But folks, get through your backlog. Do your best not to buy day one $70 games. Fight the power. And
choose violence every day. We don't want
choose
peace.
violence.
Only problems.
Always.
Before we get out of here, like I said, there's 2 things we like to do. I only mentioned one of them. The second thing we like to do to add just a little tad bit of value to this community is every single week I flip a little sample. I'm not saying this one is all that dope. Sometimes I feel like I outdo myself. This one is just kind of all right. I just really use something that I loved growing up. So this sample flip for this week just so happens to be a game that came out on PS2 that I thought was fire and that I've been playing on Switch lately, and that's also a part of my backlog, Okami. Enjoy, man. This has been the Peep Game Podcast.